So, I'm having a couple problems with the mic.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfect.
Who?
Everybody else can hear us. I think Joe is struggling on something on his end
Annoying.
because not only can we
Here
hear
now?
him, I mean he can hear him, he can't hear us. There's been a delay
All
on
right,
his
can you
end.
hear me now?
So you,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
I can
I
hear
can
you
hear you.
perfect, Joe.
I
All
can hear
right,
you.
we got it situated. I don't know what happened, but it was not
See,
allowing
but
me
I
to.
see it. Okay, now it's good. Now it's good. Yeah, because I was seeing Zoe on a delay,
Yeah, it should be
but
good
now it's
now.
good.
Yeah, I hear you perfect.
Okay,
Junior, can you hear us?
perfect.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
All
can hear
right.
you.
It was a little delay
Yep.
with the. I guess the mic was hooked up, but I guess it had to redo something with the headphones that I'm using. So I guess it had to redo something. I don't know. I'm new to this shit, man. I'm new. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
all
Y'all the
good, man.
veterans. Junior's a smart guy. Junior's a
Oh,
smart guy. He
I
should
don't
have knew
know
what the
that.
problem was all along.
Hey, it ain't
Hey,
happen
hey,
overnight,
Zoe,
man. It took me a while to get everything.
Yeah,
Zoe,
but everything
If I was
everything
the
is good
IT
now.
guy,
I can
we'd
hear
be
you guys
holding.
perfect. I think
If
Junior
I
mic is
was
a
the
little
IT
low, a
guy,
little bit, but I can hear everybody perfect.
can you hear me, Zoe? I don't think Zoe can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I was saying that if I was the AT guy, we'd all have Campbell soup cans with a string.
That's why I say Junior's the AT guy, man.
Yeah.
I would have a
That's
pager.
weird, though. That's weird that.
Oh,
Shit.
are you good, Junior? All right, we all good. We can all hear each other, and we got people in the chat. Actually, I'm surprised. People have hung up on me because I'm. That's why I have help here. This is my tech guy, Nick. Nick, come on, sir. If it wasn't for Nick right now, I would be screwed.
What do you say, Nick?
Yeah, what do you say, Nick? So now first off, this is a blessing to be able to I say my big brother and my nephew. You know,
There you go.
it's amazing to be able to do this collab. I'm hoping maybe twice a month, once on my channel, once on their channel, to be able to just bring something different. Those guys have a great perspective, and I don't just want it to be just about stats all the time. That's why. And I asked Junior and I asked the big dog what barbershop talk be. You know what I'm saying? A good thing because that's what it's gonna be. You guys are gonna be able to call in. I'm going to be able to send one person. I'm only going to do it once per chat. I'll send one person a link to where they can get in with us for you know what I'm saying, maybe 30 minutes or so. And but we're gonna take some call-ins. I'll take some call-ins. Junior can put his number in. He can take some call-ins. So you can call Junior's line or you can call my line, and whatever questions you guys have to ask, we'll ask. Well, they'll answer because if it's especially if it's about recruitment, because I'm gonna play stupid.
No,
All right,
I wouldn't say that.
I'm
But they were asking me about the Sean Troutman, who's our latest commit,
okay.
and
Something
and
happened with Junior. I don't know what happened.
oh yeah, we lost Junior.
I don't know if he dropped. I think he was looking at something and it dropped. So I'll see if he comes back. I'm gonna text him. But go ahead. Go ahead. What
Okay.
you talking about?
All right. No, we were talking about the line. I think that was you guys were asking about the linebacker, right? Troutman, Sean Troutman, who's our latest commit. Really athletic. Not like I said, not very highly thought of, but he's a guy who I think has a high ceiling. I think especially if he has a good year this year, I think you'll see a ton of Power 5 offers from him. So hopefully we'll keep him in the class. But again, it's hard knowing what that class is going to look like because I have a feeling this year is going to be completely opposite of last year, where we're going to have guys dropping off and guys coming on late during the season, especially if we have a very good season, which I think, obviously, the proof is in the pudding, but I think it's an opportunity is there to have a big year. And then I think you'll see a lot of turnover in what our recruiting class looks like at the end of the day compared to where it is right now.
Okay. I have a question. What is the most needed position for you? I guess I'm gonna ask you and Junior this: what's the most needed position that you think we need? And Junior, what's the most needed position that you think?
Okay, that's a good question.
Ooh, me first or Big Dog first?
You can go first, Junior. You can go first.
You want to go first? Go ahead.
Left tackle.
So you mean
That's
tackles
it. That's for me.
as a whole? Okay. That's
He
that's
said
No,
left, he said left tackle.
I
He said
mean,
left tackle. A dominant left tackle.
I mean more. Yeah, I mean more left. I think.
But I think
Scaife
that dominant left tackle is. I think that dominant left tackle is on our roster.
Yeah, but we got to see
And
though.
that's
We
either
still have to
Isaiah
see
Walker
regardless.
or Jalen Rivers.
Yeah, but right, but that's
But this
what I
one
would.
go ahead.
That's what I like.
You
When
wanna
you're
see
saying position of need, like I need
Right.
to see that we're not gonna have a guy out there in concrete boots playing left tackle. Like that's what I need to see.
And where I'm at with Junior is I want to be 3 deep at the position as well.
Oh, I'm
Right.
with
So
you.
that's why
I'm with you.
that's why I say position of need, the most position of need, because
Listen, right now, I'm making a case that our 2 best tackles are incoming true freshmen. So that's not a good position to be in. Those 2 freshmen need to redshirt.
yeah,
They need to redshirt, get stronger, get their college bodies going, and then play their 2nd, 3rd, 4th year. That's the ideal position to be in, and we're not in that position. We're in the position where Isaiah Walker and Jalen Rivers are probably going to have to be on our 2 deep, if not both starters. So that's not a good position to be in. So I agree with you guys there. I would say, man, we haven't had a shutdown corner in a little bit.
and that's what Hurricane Logan just put shut down corner.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't had. I mean, do I feel okay with Al Blades and DJ Ivy going into the season as starters? I feel okay with Christian Williams to Corey Couch. But again, those guys don't have any experience either. But I don't see, and mind you, they're going to get better because I get it. Last year they were sophomores. But do we really feel that DJ or Al Blades can be a shutdown corner? A true shutdown corner?
Yeah.
I don't know if that guy's on our roster yet.
I want to say something real quick, and this is not football related, it's YouTube and family related. This is why I say I love these guys so much. Junior was on the phone with me for like 2 hours yesterday. Big Dog on the me and Big Dog on the phone. It's an 18-hour conversation. Sometimes it's crazy. And Junior and his daddy got on the phone. It's probably a 3-hour conversation. But Junior got on the phone as soon as he got off work. He got on the phone to help me with this system. And then he upgraded. He was like, it's kind of clean. So he upgraded. And it's amazing that like we all want to give you guys the best, like I'm not gonna say the best, but the best that we can give you. We all want to give you guys great content and like I said, these guys are truly family to me because they keep saying I reached out to them but they helped me more than like they could ever know. Between these 2 guys and Indigo Canes, Logan, Jay Blaze, y'all know my number 1 guy. I know why I'm forgetting. I'm starstruck right now because I'm on But like we have so many people that well, it's a small group that really cares about you know what I'm saying, helping each other out. And Coach Coop is the same way, you know, when it comes to doing this YouTube thing. I'm just talking about guys as you know what I'm saying that can help technically really, and it's a blessing because for me, like I say, if I went to technical school or any, I mean not technical school, I mean I'm a welder, but if I went to like any kind of computers class, my mother would wake up out her grave and beat my ass because I would get all F's.
I know. So I don't know, man. I'm the worst, man. I'm the worst. Your knowledge is double mine at least when it comes to that stuff.
That's fucked
Junior's
up.
is like 10 times mine. You know, it is. You know, if it was, hey, Zoe, I'll tell you this. We've been doing our show for a year now, right? I still don't know how he uploads it to YouTube when we film on Zoom. That gives you an idea. I have no idea how none of this works.
I'm not knowing how to upload neither. I'm gonna have to learn to do videos and upload. So I guess Junior, you'll be getting more aggravated. Now you have 3 children.
Hey man, it's all good, man. It's all good. I mean, I'm younger. I'm the youngest one here, so you know I'm supposed to know
You gotta
more
be the
about this
tech
stuff
guy.
than you. Yeah, I'm
That's right.
supposed to know
You
more
gotta be
about
the
this stuff
tech
than
guy.
you guys, man.
And another thing, people have to learn how to pay homage without, you know what I'm saying, an ulterior motive. Like just give people credit where credit is due, man. It's that simple. It's that simple. And, Indigo started me out. And I keep saying Indigo. I pronounce his name wrong. I don't care if I told you need to change it because I cannot pronounce his name. Indigo. I'm gonna start calling him by his real name.
Endo Games is what I call it.
I'm gonna start calling him by his real name. He was mad. But
He's at Endo Games is actually the only person that I've actually met in person.
We got a remedy. We got a remedy.
That's part of this whole YouTube thing. He actually came up to me, man, and it was kind of weird because at first I was kind of like, you know, like what's going on here, and I forgot about the Junior and the Big Dog persona, and then he's like, "Yo, Junior, what's up?" So I mean that was a cool experience, man, with Endo. So shout out to Endo, man. He came up and he said what's up to me, to my wife, and Rico was out there too. So you know, I still feel kind of bad because it was an awkward exchange because it was the first time anybody ever like stopped me as like Junior, as Junior the Big Dog, and I didn't know him. So you know you always gotta be on your P's and Q's sometimes at these games because you never know. So. But I thought that was cool, man. So shout out to Endo.
I can say the best guy when we go down there, the best guy in the world for tailgating, the best guy in the world for that Miami experience is 786, and he's on the ground all the time. You want information, he has it for you. He doesn't like me to mention him like that, but he's good. Footballville, a great group of guys, man.
That's the thing, man. You know, I said that before, Zoe, that like when Junior and I talked about this first, the idea of doing it with him was awesome for me, and I love that idea. But the things of like we've gotten, the friendships that we've gotten, like with you and stuff like that, and that close knit you two family, and then the relationship that we have with everybody that's been in the chat, that's stuff that I never expected. I never expected that closeness, and that's just been a bonus, and it's been a blessing.
What bugged me out was the last night conversation. It amazed me last night how we were able to talk about what's going on in the country today, because it was a test run, but we were able to talk about what's going on in the country today, and it was a heated but agree to disagree conversation on a lot of things, and I tell people that it's not always about football. Sometimes it's about life, and and it was a great dialogue last night. It was wonderful.
So that's one of the things. That's one of the things that I think has been so damaging of social media, is that people don't have those real conversations anymore, and that leads to distrust, to divisiveness, and because you don't have those real conversations, it's all 140 characters. Who gets the most retweets, who gets the most likes, who can be the most, because the crazier your opinion is, or the more out there your opinion is, the more it gets talked about, the more attention you get. So those things are so important for us as a nation to have a shared experience, is to have those long form conversations where you and I, like you and I, could either talk on the phone, or let's say we work together, let's say you come over the house and we're friends. We can sit down and have a 2-3 hour conversation about stuff and have an understanding of each other, that even if we don't always agree, we at least know where each other is coming from. And one of the damaging things about social media is that people are not used to doing that any longer. They're used to all the sensationalism.
Yeah, because there's no consequences when people talk on social media. That's the problem.
There you go.
But there's consequences for us because our faces are being shown. And
Right.
I tell them in a minute, man, love me, hate me, I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna I'm gonna be who the fuck I am.
Absolutely.
Period, point blank.
Absolutely.
And
But you know what I'm saying? So if you don't have those long form conversations, that's something that's all it leads to is negative stuff. All it leads to is divisiveness. All it leads to is demonizing somebody who might think something differently than you for their own reasons.
And we had a great dialogue on it last night. I remember, because everybody last year used to tell me that you always bringing up race because race is always an issue. I'm not hiding from it. So, I mean, if you're mad at me for bringing it up, I'm not going to apologize for bringing up something that we're hiding from. And it ties in because, see, people bring up race when, sports brings people together. So you're bringing up race. When you say sports brings people together, you're bringing up race. I just bring it up in a different way. But what I like about it is I've lost some fans. I'm not going to say fans. I've lost some family members, but I've gained more. And then, like I say, you guys, Indigo Canes, Logan, me and Logan had it out. Y'all know me and Logan had it out. And that's my brother. Even going, crossing the bridge over to Uncle Lou. Me and Uncle Lou went to war last year. Love to death, You have differences, and when you date with them, it's great. And that's why I wanted to do this show with you guys. We're just talking about this right now in the beginning. We're gonna get to football, but I want you guys to understand the backdrop of why I wanted to do videos with Junior and the Big Dog. Why I want to do a couple of videos with All About U83. Why I want 786 on, even though he's not gonna come on. Why I want to see Logan on. Why I want to see Ingo Gaines come on, even though he's not. He's flexing. He's really not that Diesel. He's flexing in his picture. He's really not that Diesel. He's just flexing. He's flexing.
I saw something about all about the U83, man. Something about his old man.
Yeah. I didn't see it on Twitter. I have a new Twitter page. I posted it.
Oh man!
I didn't see it on Twitter. I'm gonna give him a call. If you guys, I'll give you guys his number. I'll give you two guys his number.
So I gotta tell you this, man. Chug Mo Beer just donated $50, man.
I see that.
And he's always okay. You can see it. He's always amazing with us, man. He's always amazing, and with all the YouTube family, thank you so much for your support. He says, "Hello, Zoe Jr. and the Big Dog.
Chug, man.
Love all your shows because all of you are always real and authentic. Keep doing the great job you do, Canes. Go Canes. Thank you, Chug Mo Beer."
Wow, man.
And that's what I want to do. It was divisiveness last year between some of the YouTubers, including my main one, myself. I'll take full responsibility for being an equal opportunity asshole.
Hey, last time I checked, the only man that's ever been perfect lived about 2,000 years ago, and they crucified him for it. So.
That wasn't me. Damn. I thought I could walk on water. I found out last year.
I can tell you it damn sure wasn't me.
We're gonna get to football, but like I say, when I saw you guys first show, and I looked, I was like, father son, let me see this, and just the chemistry you guys had together. And people don't realize just because you're father and son don't mean you have chemistry.
Right.
You know, you have to really have. It's a different type of love when you have the chemistry you guys have.
Yeah.
And I ain't lying to you. I want to jump on the bandwagon. I want to be a part of the chemistry too. I want some chemistry shit. I have some.
So I'll tell you. I'll tell you a quick story. When Junior, when his mom was pregnant with him, I would talk to her stomach and stuff, right? So he could hear my voice. When he was born, he came out crying. Okay, and this is no lie, Zoe. Even his mom will tell you that she knew that he was mine from that point forward. He comes out crying. The nurse puts a blanket around him. I actually cut his umbilical cord. I cut his umbilical cord. The nurse, he was still crying. The nurse goes to hand him to his mom, and she says, no, let his dad carry him first. So she hands him to me. From the moment that I carried him, Zoe, he stopped crying completely, and started trying to open his eyes to look at me. Right? The whole time I was carrying him, no crying. As soon as I gave him back to the nurse.
Did you scare him?
That's probably what it was. I probably scared him. When I gave him back to the nurse, he started crying again. So I don't know, man. From like the time he was born, him and I have this bond that's just, and I think that's where the chemistry comes from. Yeah, that's where the chemistry comes from.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. It's a blessing. I'm lucky.
I'm gonna get into a little bit of football, but we're not gonna be on too long tonight because Junior has to work. I have to work. And I'm gonna say this, even though Big Dog don't want me to say this, I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm praying for Big Dog as well. Big Dog back is killing him.
Oh, so
he is doing this show out of the contract. His back is killing him. We gotta send him. I'm gonna send him a vibrating chair. His back is. So he's not in a position to do the show he does. That's what I say. These guys are great, man. And
thank you, man.
This first show is basically an introduction to who we are. And I didn't want to just jump into talking about football. I want you guys to know who we are. And I truly, I tell you what, my first donation when I did the Orlando trip last year, when I did the Orlando, and it was a huge success. It was a huge success. My first donation was a $150 donation for Junior. And we had never spoke really. We talked on like in the chat. He was like, man, I can't make it. Good luck, man. Congratulations. $150 donation. And he didn't have he had a pregnant wife. That's something he didn't have to do. So I mean that's love, that's respect. So you cannot. It was genuine. It was genuine. They never asked me for anything. They never said when I had 10,000 and they were just coming in. They never said, "Hey, so if you come on," or they never asked me, "Hey man, could you help me?" Never, nothing. They did their thing, and I watched and I said, "Shit, man, you know, this is the YouTube version of Dan Levitar and Poppy."
That's true.
It's like I say.
No, but I know. So I know you don't like me mentioning it, but I'm gonna mention it, man. It's still you went out of your way to help us when you didn't have to, and if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have ever gotten to where we are now. It would have taken us 10 times longer. And I know you don't like me mentioning it, but it's the truth, man. You went out of your way. You went out of your way to help us, and that's something that I'm not going to forget ever.
And another guy that's great that I actually didn't help, and the reason why I didn't help him, and I'm glad I didn't because he actually blossomed pretty well, is NMD. The reason why I didn't is because, and I told NMD was because he put in my chat, I'm starting my own channel, NMD, and I deleted it. I said, at least ask me first, you know, before you do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day,
I like his content too.
NMD is great. He is amazing.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to interact with him at all, man. But hey, if you guys haven't checked out his YouTube channel, you're now. It's NMD, and he's quality content, man. He puts out good content all the time, man.
NMD is great,
Yeah.
but
I just haven't had a chance. I don't know. You know what it is he does a lot of stuff late at night. So I'm usually already turned in bed. So I haven't had a chance to interact with him at all. But, I've been meaning to and stuff, and I think I've left some comments for him here and there, but I just haven't had a chance to interact with him. And he does great content, man.
He does. He really does, man.
Hey, Junior, how you liking the upgrade? How you liking the upgrade so far? I like it. I like this stream.
I haven't really gotten a chance to play with it, man.
It's a lot clearer. You can see yourself a lot. I promise you can see yourself a lot clearer. I see.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I think that it goes from 420 to from 480 to 720.
Okay.
And 1080. So that's the one thing is on the upgrade is you upgrade your camera basically.
Right. Yeah.
So that's a good thing. But all right, let's get into a little football before I get off.
Yeah, Rico was asking if we think practice will start this year.
Practice is going to start June. Practice probably. I know volunteering started the first.
Yeah, they said Green Tree is open for business basically.
So
but it's only like 8 people at a time though. They had 8 kids I think working out since yesterday. So you can only have like 8 people at a time. I think it's what it is.
But how exactly social distance playing football?
Like Deion Sanders did. No tackle.
Make business decisions.
No tackle. I'm gonna cover you, but I'm not touching you.
It's true. It's true. I know he doesn't like it. Deion has a little bit of a sore spot when people bring up that he didn't like tackling. But it was true, man. He made business decisions. Now, mind you, he was the greatest cover corner of all time. But in terms of supporting against the run, that wasn't Deion's thing.
That wasn't one of his strong suits.
No, that's why I said all around. When people ask me the best all around corner, to me is Rod Woodson, and it's because Rod Woodson could shut you down, would come up and stick you, and he even was good enough to be an all-pro safety at the end of his career. Yeah. So that's why I got Woodson as my best.
Hey, give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I have to answer this phone call.
Okay.
You got it.
Rod Woodson was probably the all-around greatest corner, but the greatest corner hands down is Deion Sanders. The greatest defensive back.
Yeah,
the greatest defensive back ever. No, he's the greatest corner. He's the greatest. You know what made him the greatest corner to me? I forgot what game that was. He was playing against. I think he was playing against Denver, and John Elway said, "I'm not afraid of him. I'm going to throw at him." And the first 2 times he threw at him, it was a pick 6.
He picked him. Yeah. No, he was a great. The thing is, though, greatest DB.
Every.
Oh, okay. No, I was gonna say.
Period.
Yeah, right. You can't be. Deion can't be the best DB if he can't tackle.
He's the best corner.
Right. Okay. Corner. That's fine.
The greatest DB ever is Ed Reed. The greatest linebacker ever is Lawrence Taylor. Period.
Yeah.
People can argue whatever. The greatest linebacker ever is Lawrence Taylor. The greatest defensive end, probably.
I agree with both those things. And by the way, you do know that that's my when they made me pick. That's my favorite Kane of all time, right?
Who, Ed Reed?
Ed Reed's my number 1 Kane of all time.
You know my number 1 Kane is. And even though they made me pick, and Ed Reed is my number 1 mentor. My two biggest mentors in life is Ed Reed and Kimbo Slice. Even though I'm from New York, Ed Reed and Kimbo Slice are my two biggest mentors. My favorite Hurricane is Jerome Brown.
Oh, rest in peace, also.
Because he was like me on that. I don't give a fuck. What?
Yeah, Jerome was real, man. And he had so much of. He was such a big overgrown, like a teddy bear. You know what I'm saying? Like he had a lot of kid to him. Even when he was already in the NFL, he still, and mind you, he ended up taking his life, but he liked to drive his cars fast. And, he had like a
Corvette.
And he like, yeah. But he was like, he had like the joy for life that a kid has. He had that infectious personality about him. And man, listen, look at people like Reggie White. Look at the impact that Jerome Brown had on him in the short time that he was on Earth, man.
And that's the greatest defensive end ever played.
What's that?
That's the greatest defensive end ever played, Reggie White.
No doubt.
My second greatest linebacker is Dick Buckets.
You go Buckets second?
I go Buckets second. You know what? You know why? Because, see, it's not just about talent. It's about heart and grit.
Right.
My top three linebackers would be Lawrence Taylor, Dick Buckets, and Ray Lewis. Will be my top three.
That's not a bad top three.
As of right now, the only disagreement we have is at corner. I got Rod Woodson number one, and you got Dion number one.
Yeah, I got Dion number one just because.
No, he was the best cover corner.
You can't. Like he said, you all get paid. You can't throw. This is why I get Dion. I think I'm about to change your mind a little bit. I think I'm about to change your mind on Rod Woodson to Dion. I think I'm going to give you a perfect analogy. The San Francisco 49ers hired Rod Woodson to shut down the playmaker, to win the Super Bowl. And he did that. Shut down the playmaker in the game. Shut him down.
That they got him to shut down the playmaker. That they got him to shut down her.
Next year, the Dallas hired him to shut down Jerry.
Yeah. No, listen.
Ron Woodson couldn't have done that. I'm just being
as a cover corner, nobody has been shut down the way Dion has been shut down.
And that's why
he literally shut down half the field on you.
And that's why I give him greatest corner, because those two things right there, like Rod Woodson has championship rings within a system. He could cover, and he was able to move the safety. He could cover. But Dion was a hired assassin.
No, listen. My idea, my reason why I pick Woodson is more from the standpoint of I love the defensive side of the ball. And if you're not physical against the run, I can't pick you number one. Just on sheer principle, basically.
But see, it got Rod hurt a lot.
What's that?
It got Rod hurt a lot.
Yeah, no, it got him. He got that real bad. Yeah, and that's why he had to move from corner to safety. Is because that knee wasn't the same anymore. I get that. I
think you have to know. I think what makes you great is knowing what your strengths is. You work on your weaknesses a little bit, but you play to your strengths. Then was great at like Tom Brady was not a great deep ball thrower. He would pick your ass apart. He would pick you apart.
Yeah. I'll tell you one corner, so you're going to know who he is, and some of our audience will know who he is. One of the corners that doesn't get talked about as a shutdown corner that should is Mike Haynes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mike Haynes in his day was Dion.
And another guy that don't get talked about at safety is Steve Atwater.
Oh, man. Ask Christian Okoye. His ears are still ringing.
It was a question on Facebook the other day. They said if Marshawn Lynch and Ray Lewis met at the goal line, what would happen? I said the end of the world. I said the end of the world is what would happen.
I got my money on Ray on that one, though.
I don't know, man.
Marshawn runs tough. You're right about that.
Him went down on one tackle. I've never seen somebody tackle him.
Now I will say, if you want one-on-one at the goal line, who would I take? I take Earl Campbell above all of them.
Oh, yes.
Because you want to talk, you had no chance of stopping Earl Campbell if he was on the goal line. Hey, ask Jack Tatum. Jack Tatum knocked himself out and knocked Campbell out, and he still scored a touchdown.
It was.
You remember that time that Jack Tatum met Campbell right at the goal line? And Jack Tatum knocked himself out and knocked Earl Campbell out, but Campbell still scored.
This is. I love these topics, man. I'm enjoying this right here. I love these topics, man.
Where we at?
I'm posting some of the chat, and the next barbershop talk will be on Junior the Big Dog channel. So the next barbershop talk will be on, and I don't know when it's gonna be. We'll have to schedule it, but me personally, I want to try to do it twice a month, and it's just especially right now during this pandemic, to give you guys something to look forward to. But even during the season, I want to do it twice a month. Actually, I talked to Junior. I'm gonna tell you, I talked to Junior about it last night. I do pregame shows by myself, and sometimes it gets kind of post-game shows by myself, and it gets kind of, even though I've had 800-900 people in post-game shows, I would love to have Junior and Big Dog do post-game shows with me.
That'd be awesome. Absolutely, we enjoy that.
Absolutely.
I would love to have that because I just think that it's good to have different perspectives on what we need from the game, and I get a lot of knowledge. From these two guys, and I'm also still hiring a beat writer. So if anybody is interested in writing for it, the 1219 family, are you guys on the 1219 Facebook page, or do y'all have Facebook accounts? Do y'all have Facebook? Do you guys have Facebook accounts?
Yeah.
We got
the Junior Big Dog.
I need to get you. I could have swore you was on the 1219 Facebook page, but if not, I need to add you guys to that.
In fact, Junior, we've been doing on our live chats. We've been doing Facebook Live at the same time.
Yeah, you can do that on the 1219 account if you want to.
I don't know how that's.
But Junior, you can go to the 1219 account, and I'll make you an admin, and you can do it live over there as well. I want everybody to just listen, man. I want everybody to be able to get all of the information that they can from everybody. I think it's unfair just to listen to one person. It's just not,
for sure.
This is just not the right thing to do.
Everybody has a different way of viewing things, and everybody has a different perspective, and you'll be surprised, man. You'll be surprised. It's never a bad idea to hear from multiple people, man.
All right. Now we have Derek King as a Heisman candidate this year. I feel like if we lose one game, that's going to be the only game we lose. That's how I feel, and I feel that way because Dan Enos is gone. The devil is gone. Okay, the unlaminated playbook is gone. The offense is going to open up, and Mark Pope and all those guys, and to me, are going to be able to. It's not about having one playmaker. I feel like it's going to be like the greatest show on turf with St. Louis. I feel that way about Rhett Lashley. I love his offense. I've studied it. Like the pandemic, I've had no choice but to really study his offense. His offense is amazing. It fits the talent that we have. So everybody is going to be able to get involved in his offense if you're willing to work, and it's going to spread it. And I don't think that there's no team in the ACC besides Clemson and Florida State. See, people will keep sleeping on Florida State. They have an ass of talent. So I'm not about to sit here and shit off of them.
Oh no, 100%.
They have talent. So
absolutely.
I'm crazy as hell.
You know what makes me feel good about that.
I want to cover a couple things real quick on the chat before you answer that.
Go ahead.
Because they were saying, I don't agree. I agree that Ron Woodson, I think, is a better player than Charles Woodson. They're both Hall of Famers. Champ Bailey is in the Hall of Fame.
Champ was great.
And a great player. And Jalil, we were talking about defensive ends, and we mentioned Reggie and Bruce Smith, but Ray Lewis is a linebacker, so it's a different position, though. So anyway, go ahead.
Actually, Lawrence Taylor was more of a defensive end than Ray Lewis. He was a pass rushing defense.
Right, but he was
a linebacker.
He was outside linebacker to 3-4. And remember, he was a linebacker in North Carolina. So I mean, he was a legit linebacker.
I'm just saying,
and if you would have put it,
He was more of a
If
line.
you
He
would have
was
put him
more
in
of
a
a defensive
4-3,
end than Ray
right,
Lewis.
right.
The sacks.
But that's what they did at that time. They did that with Lawrence Taylor. Then later on, they did with Pat Swilling with the Saints. That right outside linebacker, Derek Thomas, famously, of course, with the Chiefs.
He probably would have
That
been
right outside.
greatest if he would have died.
As a pure pass rusher, to me, Derek Thomas was as good of a pure pass rushing outside linebacker as there's ever been. Now, he wasn't the all-around.
In one college season.
Oh man! And he set the sack record, and then almost broke his own sack record with 7 sacks in a game.
That's crazy.
That dude was now all around player. Lawrence Taylor was well above him. Was well above him as an all around player. But as a pure pass rusher, Derek Thomas was as good as they come.
Rest in peace, DT. What you was about to?
Rest in peace, absolutely.
What you about to say, Andre?
Go ahead, Junior.
What were we talking about before you address the offense, right?
Derek King. I was talking about last year offense, Derek King, and I had one more question for you because I listened to you at quarterback, and I hate to admit it, but you beat me out a couple times, and I was in my feelings a little bit. We were talking, we not gonna talk about shit like online. But I got in my feelings a little bit because you were kind of right. So I'm just gonna turn this quarterback conversation over to you. And I do think that Derek King is gonna be great and got a chance to win the ACC tournament. I think that Perry might play the next year. I think. But who do you think the future of the Miami Hurricane quarterback situation is?
But look. First of all, what I want to say is, you know what I'm really looking forward to? Is going through a season where we're not going to see Twitter beefs on who should be the quarterback for the Miami Hurricanes. That's what I'm. Everybody's in agreement that Derek King needs to be the starting quarterback for the Miami Hurricanes. So it's kind of weird that this is like uncharted waters.
I think what got me so mad last year, and I have a picture I can post it with you. And Ingo was out there. He'll tell you. I said it to what's name's father. What's the young guy from Ohio State? Tate Martell. His son's not that good. I told his daddy that. We sat side by side during the spring. I said, your son's not that good.
Oh, did you?
Oh, I told him that. I said, your son's not. And he actually said his mother said he's not playing well. I said, no, he's not that good.
Yeah, he's just not a quarterback at that level. I mean, listen, there's a lot of guys that max out at high school. He was a hell of a high school quarterback, but this ain't this ain't high school.
I mean, if you look at a lot of the balls he threw in high school, though, I mean, it was ducks. He just was throwing to Brevin Jordan.
Yeah. No, but listen, you got as a high school player, they took on everybody. Now I'm not talking about in their conference in Nevada. That was layups for them, but they played a tough non-conference schedule. They played St. Thomas. They played St. Thomas and beat St. Thomas Aquinas. So hats off to what he did as a high school player. But there's people that listen. Some of the greatest college players of all time didn't translate to being great pro players.
Yeah, I don't think I was one of the
only college player in history.
I think I was one of the greatest. I think I was one of the greatest top 100 players of all time. And it did.
There you go. No, but Zoe, listen. Who's the only person ever to win 2 Heismans? Archie Griffin. In the NFL, he was mediocre.
So what do you think? Right. What do you think, Junior? Like, who do you think? You give me. I want to give you a few minutes because I really want to hear you break it down on quarterback and quarterback now, quarterback next year, and quarterback of the future. Because you're good at this. So I'm gonna say.
Mark Dudley had the donations.
You talking me or Big Dog?
I'm talking to you, Junior. I got it posted. I got Mark Dudley's $5 donation posted. Yeah. Sorry, Big Dog. Charles is the better DB.
Was the better DB in what? I disagree.
I mean,
I think you got
you
recency
know,
bias.
you look at what he has right there. Look at his picture.
I can't see.
He's a
not.
Michigan. He's a Michigan guy.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. That makes sense, then, Mark.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Junior. I'm sorry, Junior.
Yeah, I think we're on a. Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, I think we're on
We're good.
agreement, man. De'Aaron King could be special, man. Especially if he returns back to his 2018 self, man. I think you know it's not to me. The big dog broke down De'Aaron King, and you know a lot of people sometimes get the misconception when they hear like a dual threat quarterback. You think it's a guy that's an okay passer, but is more of a runner, and that's not the case with De'Aaron King, man. De'Aaron King, he's an underrated thrower. I mean, accuracy, arm strength, quick decisions, you know, which I like, and not just when it comes to passing the ball. Another thing that's underrated about him as well is how he surveys the field. You know, he doesn't lock onto one target. He surveys the field, man. He looks around, looks off safeties incredibly well, but he makes quick decisions. When he does survey the field and he sees that there's nothing there, he runs. And when it comes to his running ability, I mean that's when you really see how special De'Aaron King is, man. I mean, he is, like I said, man, I think he's an underrated passer, and I don't think he gets enough credit for how good of an actual passing quarterback he is, because he is dual threat. But I mean, you can't just ignore how special he is as a runner. So I mean, considering what he could bring to the table in those facets, man, I think we're gonna see something special from De'Aaron King and his leadership as well, man. You know what I'm saying?
Engo was the first two to break that. You and Engo was the first two to break that over every. You and Engo Kane was the first two to break that over every sports thing about De'Aaron King coming to Miami. I don't know if you know that, but I keep
Yeah.
You and Engo was the first two to break that. No, it was you. Engo was 786.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, man. Because considering the season that we had, man, that we were actually able to grab him, you know, to grab Roche, to grab Borregalis, man. Because a lot of people are paying a lot of attention to De'Aaron King, but hey, we got legit kicker now as well. So even though some of those games that we lost that came down to kicks, they should have never been that close to begin with if the Miami Hurricanes played like the Miami Hurricanes. But I mean, you're gonna have some of those games sometimes, so it's good to have a reliable kicker, man. So I think it's King's job to lose, frankly.
I'm glad we lost those games. I'm glad we lost those games to kicks and field goals.
Yeah,
I'm glad, because if we wouldn't have lost those games,
maybe Dan Enos is still here. Right, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, we definitely don't want that.
After King, we'll see, man. I think Perry has a good case for the job, especially in this kind of offense, because he's definitely the most mobile quarterback that we would have on the roster when it comes to, you know, Tyler Van Dyke and Matocha. Although
Matocha's a heck of an athlete, right?
I think his athletic ability is underrated, man. But you know, it's gonna be interesting to see, man. I think Perry's gonna have a leg up just because of the simple fact of the experience and the maturity that he's gonna have. But and I think he's gonna learn a lot from De'Aaron King. You know what I'm saying? But you know, sometimes Perry's inaccuracy sometimes still concerns me. But when it comes to who I think, I mean, it's all or nothing when you look at it, man. I mean, if Perry doesn't win that,
it doesn't bother me, because, and the reason why, and this is why I say for all the players on offense, even Tate Martell, none of their accuracy or anything bothers me because of the offensive coaching staff that we had. I mean, we had Rex Ryan's coffee boy called the plays at University of Miami.
Listen, man, it's not easy on these quarterbacks. Changing so many quarterback coaches and so many offenses. So I'm saying like these quarterbacks need some stability, man. Yeah, 100%. So listen,
I don't at all. I'm just being honest. People like, you have to. They drop balls. Yeah, but see, people look at drop balls like they're just drop balls. Drop balls have a lot to do with timing. You know, it has a lot to do with being
ball placement.
Your ball placement. I mean, look at what happened to Jeff Thomas. He died. He caught the ball, but they almost had to helivac him off the field. I mean,
but listen, I think
go ahead.
I mean, like when it comes to like, I'm rooting for Perry as well, man. Perry showed me a lot in terms of how much he's grown as a young man, and his leadership skills as well, man, and how he took the whole quarterback carousel situation last year. I mean, when Jaron Williams came in and relieved him in that pick game, I mean, it didn't look like there was anybody happier on that sideline than N'Kosi Perry
when he scored
Jaron. When he scored that winning touchdown. So that goes to show you how much he has matured, man. So I think experience is definitely going to be on his side.
I think Derek King is going to be the biggest
helpful to him.
He's going to
be 100%.
And I'm not saying that I'm a N'Kosi guy, but I'm a Miami guy. I'm a N'Kosi.
Absolutely.
If people was to ask me would I want him to start over Derek King, I would say no, and I'm a N'Kosi guy. I want him to sit behind Derek King this year, right here, and ball out next year.
This is Derek King's team.
This is Derek King's team. You sit. I want to see you sitting right beside him. I want to see you throwing balls right beside him. I want to see whether or not you are going to engage with Derek King. I want you to be that guy, because I mean, if you look at arm strength and talent, no disrespect to Derek King, he's a freak of an athlete. But who in the hell in college football has a stronger arm and can throw the ball deeper than N'Kosi? And he's also a runner, and I truly believe that ass clown of a coach, those two ass clowns, John Rick, matter of fact, the three ass clowns, Mark Rick, John Rick, and
Danny knows.
I'm trying to Paperboy. I'm trying to think of my name for that.
Yeah, but that's a good name for him, Paperboy.
How can you expect your team to be prepared when you don't have it? You know it rains in South Florida, right? We do know it rains every day. How do you not? He's sitting here. This is how his playbook looks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was horrible. It was horrible. It literally. It was. There was at one point. It was sticking to his wrist, and he's trying to like open it up and stuff so he can say. And I'm like going, you're an offensive coordinator in major college football, and your play sheet ain't laminated.
Yeah.
That is literally. That's like. He should have waited to get fired. He should have walked off the field against Duke and gone, yeah, I resigned. I obviously wasn't ready for this gig.
Walk into a enclosed building with a whole bunch of coronavirus patients with no mask or goggles. That's the guy's a dummy. The guy's a dummy. He's a dummy.
So finishing up my point about that, man. I really like, and Big Dog knows this more than anybody, I really like Tyler Van Dyke, man. I really like Tyler Van. I like Van Dyke quite a bit, and
there's a lot of There's a lot to like.
But what's on the horizon could change things for the University of Miami in the years to come.
That's true.
Perhaps, if it happens.
Perhaps.
And that's Mr. Jake Garcia and we'll see what happens with that. Because when it comes to ceiling, you can't see Jake to your ceiling. That's how high it is, man. So
that dude
I
is
mean,
special. For you
he's
guys that
special,
don't
man.
know, apparently USC has gone after Miller Moss really, really hard, right? The reason that's important for Miami is this. If Miller Moss commits to USC, the thinking
No, he
is
did
that
already.
Jake Garcia, Moss
But he
committed
did.
already?
Yeah, he did. He committed. I think it
Yeah.
was
Okay. So the thinking is that Jake is going to decommit. And if Jake decommits to USC, we are the team that I think it's most likely to get him. So
Right.
it looks like we have a good shot at Jake Garcia. And if we have a good shot at Jake Garcia, I think he's special. Yeah, I just saw that Moss. I had it checked. Since
I'm just saying like this here. I'm just being honest with you. I understand Clemson and I understand Florida State. Nick Saban looks worn out and old. That's trouble for the rest of the college football when it comes to Miami. Because he's the one who plucks anything he wants out of Miami. And
what's that?
Nick Saban looks lethargic and old right now. And I don't see him doing too many more years. That ass whooping, matter of fact, Clemson just scored again. That ass whooping that Clemson put on them showed that he's not growing as a coach. It's showing that he's reached his, like you said, by what's name, we don't know what his ceiling is. Nick Saban has reached his ceiling. And that's bad for Alabama, but it's also bad for the rest of it. Because if Manny Diaz can ride this ship and continue with the Rhett Lashleys and bring in these guys and build this program, Miami's going to be held to. People act like Miami is not the number one recruiting ground in the nation. People act like Miami don't have money.
It's not. To me, that's not even up for conversation.
So teams, I remember when Al Golden got hired in Miami. Nick Saban was serious about this. He said they asked him what team you worry about the most. He said Miami. And I'm gonna tell you like this here: if it wasn't for his brother-in-law, Al Golden probably would still be the head coach in Miami. I'm being honest with you because the offense wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. Marvin Narfield, this damn, he did a new type of prevent. I don't even know what kind of prevent that was. That was a 5-5-1 prevent. I don't know what kind of prevent he ran. I think he had 2 defensive linemen and 9 cornerbacks. I'm like, what is he doing? So just put it this way. Prime example. I think the year before Mark Rick got hired, Brad Kaya threw for almost 600 yards against Florida State. Threw for almost 600 yards against Florida State. The next year, when Mark Rick got hired, he got all of his teeth knocked out. That's how bad. How do you do a read option with Peyton Manning?
That's what I was just about to say. That, man, like,
with the most unathletic quarterback I think we ever had. I think him and Bernie Kosar are in a race. I can win backwards.
Me too. I mean, it's like
Brad and Bernie could not get out of each other's way, but
Brad he threw for
running read options with Brad Kaya.
What was the yardage he threw for? I know it was over 500. I know it was over 500 yards against Florida State, and I don't remember if it was. I think it was in Miami. I don't think it was in Tallahassee. But the next year, he got knocked out the game with this read option bullshit that he brought to Miami. So
that's the thing that coaches. To me, a coach coaches to the skill set of his players, not the other way around. He doesn't try to make his players fit his philosophy. He needs to match his philosophy to his players. And when it comes to college football, especially when you are recruiting the best talent in the entire country in South Florida, you have to match your systems offensively and defensively to the players that are prevalent in that recruiting base.
I think
And that's why we have to play an attacking 4-3 on defense, and we need to play the spread on offense.
And I think that's
Simple as that.
That's why I'm going to love Rick Lashley. What do you think about Rick Jr.? From what you've seen, like on his film.
About who?
Rick Lashley.
About Lashley.
Listen. I think this is the first time that we're actually gonna. I think the Miami Hurricanes are finally catching up to the rest of the country, man. When it comes to running an offense, one of the things that people aren't talking about as much is how much pressure is going to take off of the offensive line running this kind of offense.
Hey, oh my God! Could you please? You make me throw my motherfucking microphone. Oh my God! Yeah, I'm.
What I say?
Go ahead.
No, you talk about that it's going to help the offensive line.
I've talked.
Yeah.
I've been the biggest defendant of the offensive line because of these slow developing bullshit. Whatever. Go ahead.
Right. Yeah. That was one of the knocks on Enos that really.
And Rick.
Rick. Yeah. Rick run the same 3 plays over and over and over again. 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. I mean, listen, we have to do better on third down, man. And I think running this kind of offense, you know what I'm saying, is gonna give us the opportunity to do that. I mean, you just can't. I mean, when it comes to some offensive linemen, yeah, you got to be better conditioned, but also, our defense is another. There's just so many dynamics to running a Rhett Lashley type of offense for the University of Miami. Our defense is going to be a lot quicker as well.
Oh my God!
There's going to be a lot.
I quit. I can't take it no more. I can't take it.
No, it's true. It's 100% true. They got to practice against that up-tempo spread.
They got to practice against what a lot of the big-time football programs around the country are going to be running. So it's like they're not gonna be so confused. It's going to be hand signals. They're going to know what to do. They're going to be playing a lot quicker. I mean, so there's just so many dynamics that his offense is going to bring to the team, man. And I think it's going to propel his team to heights that we haven't seen in quite some time, frankly.
In the past 3 years, we've been a top 10 defense with this bullshit offense.
Right.
Yeah.
How are you a top 10 defense and you're on the field 80% of the game?
Yeah.
How does that happen? How are you a top 10 defense and you're on the field 80% of the game? You know how that happens? You have great talent. You have great defense coaching. Everybody wants to get rid of Blake Baker. Oh, 4th and 8, 4th and 17. So fucking what happens in every sport. It happens in every sport.
Well, he needs to learn those, though, because there was some things that Baker did last year that were worthy of criticism.
Oh, I'm not saying it wasn't, but
you're right. He's young. He's young and he's learning.
You know what he did that no coach on that staff did? He said it. He took responsibility. He took money. He said, I need to do better. And still had a top 10 defense. And he said he needed to do better. So when I can see that mentality out of a young man with a great coach in Manny Diaz who can help him continue to grow, if we had any inkling of offense last year, we probably would have went undefeated. The year that we won like 8-9 straight games, I kept telling everybody, I'm like, everybody like, you're just such a Debbie Downer. I said, no, I'm not. I said, bro, we're winning because of defense. Our offense ain't doing shit. Jacking nothing. Yeah. People are gonna figure us out. They're gonna figure us out.
It was easy to figure out. I mean, that's the problem. Is you had defenses that knew what was coming before the offense did.
Was that the Virginia Tech coach that said we knew every play they were going to run?
Yeah, basically.
You knew every play they were going to run. When they was going to run.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't, Junior. I ain't saying you on point because you agreeing with me, but you on point because you agree. I'm bugged out. Like because I screamed and yelled at like, man, you cannot. The golden. I go back. I'm a big basketball fan. I'm a huge basketball fan. I remember they said you can't win the game shooting 3 pointers. What is everybody doing now after Golden State did what they did?
Yeah, should put up the threes.
Listen, Miami has too much talent to score under 20 points in the ACC coach. Against how? Me, you, and Junior can go out there and score. We can coach that team to more than 20 points a game.
Yeah. It's been the misuse of talent all around.
And favoritism. And that's one of the things that got me. I felt like Shaq Quarterman was 2 cheeseburgers away from having a heart attack. Okay? 2 cheeseburgers away from having a heart attack. Okay?
Hey, but you know what's crazy though is that this past year that was probably the best shape that he was in during his whole career.
Yeah,
man.
no doubt.
That makes no damn sense. You know what they made him? They made him the spokesperson for Miami. I said it. Every time Shaq Quarterman got a haircut, he was going to have a bad game. Every time he got a haircut. Because he's pretty boy now. He's not going to want to tackle. He played the Deion Sanders role of linebacker. But I've never seen a guy miss so many holes that got so much talent that missed.
Well, and the thing is, I think our problem was when all 3 of them were in their freshman season, when McLeod, Shaq, and Pinckney, and we saw what they were as freshmen, we started expecting them. Oh my God, look at where they are as freshmen. Oh my God, when these guys are sophomores, when these guys are juniors, when these guys are seniors, if they don't go to the NFL, oh my God.
No, forget that. We were never thinking what they were going to look like as seniors. We never thought they were going to come back for the senior season.
Exactly. So, and yet we didn't see that development. We didn't see that development.
You know why we didn't see the development? Because the favoritism came in play. So, ACC Media Day for 4 straight years. I think it was for 4 straight years. Shaq Quarterman was the spokesperson for Miami at the ACC. They made him into a politician instead of a football.
Well, I'll make it very simple for everybody. If people don't think that that's a thing, okay. Junior, Manny Diaz's favorite player was who?
Shaq.
Zoe, Manny Diaz's favorite player was who? Okay, all 3 of us and all of you guys know that's the truth. You should never know who a coach's favorite player is.
Unless it's the quarterback.
Seriously.
Unless the only position on the field.
It should be the quarterback because that's the guy that you're most in contact with, that you got to keep the confidence level up. I get that. But the thing is, you should not know who he is his favorite player. But we do. Why do we?
Year he was at from freshman year
to it was obvious.
From freshman year to
it was obvious for everybody.
He was at the ACC Media Day.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Well, Joe, don't even go that far. I saw Manny say this is around the 10th game of the season on the Monday that he appears on the Joe Rose show. The Monday after the game, he said, and it was true that Shaq had a string there about 4 games where he played really well. And Manny said, for these past 4 games, Shaq has been as good as any linebacker in the country. And I'm saying, what happened to the first 6? The first 6 don't count?
No, they don't count.
Oh, so, and my problem is this. If you can play at that level, why weren't you playing at that level from the get-go?
Can I give you guys a story on why I started YouTube? Why I started doing live YouTube chats? I give you guys a quick story, but I just want to let you know why I started doing live YouTube chats. I used to call into WQA, right? And you could never get through. So I said I wanted to do a live YouTube, for Miami Hurricane fans to be able to talk about their team, because WQAM, even though they're a Miami affiliate, there's not one Miami Hurricane host on WQAM. Joe Rose is from USC. Shannon Crowder is from Florida, right? So there's no host, right? But I finally get through one day. And I'm asking a question, and Shannon Crowder got smart with me. I said, first off, you're a Gator. That's first off. So you don't know Miami football. I said, second off, you probably could whoop my ass right now. You probably could. But that man that spit in your face, you ain't do nothing to him. So why talk tough to me? You hung up on me.
Oh, man. I didn't know about that.
Face. I told my man, spit in your face. You're a coward. There's no way a man gonna spit in my face. Man, you're a coward. So right then and there, I knew for a fact there's no representation on the radio for Hurricane. WQAM, no, they have not one Hurricane host that talk football. They have not one Hurricane host, no Hurricane host that talk football. And what is the other radio station? The other radio station in Miami. 940 Wins. They're a Gator affiliate. So this is why I say, you know what, man? I used to work for ESPN the radio here in Columbia, South Carolina. There's a Clemson station, but they talk. Columbia's a military town, so we talk to everybody. I was on there talking about Miami, and I was on there talking about Knicks or whatever. And I had a bunch of fun doing it. And the way I got that job was calling into the show talking shit. And the guy named Shock Dr. Dwayne Everett on the channel, he said, "Come in. I want you to come in and play a guest host." I said, "Hell no, I'm not doing this." He said, "Man, you have the voice, you got the attitude and the swagger for it. Come on in." I went in, I did it for 2 years, and I enjoyed it. And then when I stopped doing it because of my work hours, I said, there was YouTube, Kane Shade, All About U83 were doing uploads. Everybody was doing uploads. So my first year I did an upload. I said, I want to do live videos. I want to be able to talk. I want the fans to be able to talk and call in and have conversations and have dialogue after the games, because it's unfair that they have no voice. And that's my main problem with the Miami media. It's still to this day that Miami Hurricane fans don't have a voice on radio in Miami. I think it's sad. I also feel like, and I'm going to do a petition, that The Rock belongs to us more than it belongs to the Dolphins. There needs to be, I don't care if they're removable, there needs to be some statues, first off, of Howard Snellberg, first off. There need to be some statues. There need to be some things of the great mind, because there is nowhere near as many great Dolphins players as there are Hurricanes. It's not even close.
And I can tell you who has to be number 2, and that's Ed Reed.
Oh, yeah. Ed Reed. There needs to be.
And you know how I want his statue? You know how I want
Sean. You should have a Sean Taylor one, too.
True. Gotta have Sean T, too.
People got mad at me because I kept saying that Ed Reed wasn't better. I'm going to explain something to you. I mean, well, first off, Sean Taylor died young. But even if Sean Taylor would have died old, I'm going to tell you. What Sean Taylor had, you couldn't teach. Sean Taylor was LeBron James, like the physical attribute of
physical freak of nature. Yeah, 6'3", could run like a deer, everything, and love to hit.
But Ed Reed was Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Study.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning and Tom Brady both said the man they feared the most
is Ed Reed. Ed Reed. Hey, here's the thing. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year. Super Bowl ring. College Football Hall of Fame. Pro Football Hall of Fame. And top 100 players of all time. All with the same guy.
Let's not forget the Boston College game.
My God.
The Boston College. If it was
people don't know how smart of a play that was, because people just say, "Oh, he just took it from him because he wanted to score a touchdown." No, look at that point in the game. Exactly, and if he don't score, they could have gotten a chance to come back and win.
Again.
That he wanted to put game, set, and match over, so people don't. Because what do a lot of other players do? If you're the safety, you see the defensive lineman make the interception. What do a lot of players do? Oh, they start running off the field, taking off their helmets. The game's won. Ed Reed was already thinking the next move. It was, oh, wait a second, we got to score with this because they can still get the ball back.
I piss a lot of people off when it comes to Sean Taylor sometimes. Like they act like I don't like Sean. I love Sean T.
No, absolutely.
But I compare one play that I believe never would have happened. It never happened, so I can say it never would have happened. The Ohio State play. The interception strip fumble.
Mm-hmm.
Ed Reed that would have never happened.
That Claret took it from, yeah.
That would have never happened with him because we can't look in his career and say that it happened. So
Ed saw the entire field. Ed saw the entire field.
He could feel you coming from behind him.
Listen, and I love you. You know how much I loved Sean T as much as anybody. To me, if you want to say he's the second greatest safety of all time, I'm fine with it. But in terms of who's number one, okay, and like I said, I know I'm not impartial, all right, because that's my favorite king. But in terms of who's number one, Ed Reed was physically talented, could hit you, was a ball hawk, and oh, by the way, when the ball was in his hands, he was going to score. It was 107 and 108-yard touchdowns in his career. Okay. And then to top that off, he was the smartest guy on the field every time he played. Okay, like you said, ask Tom Brady, ask Peyton Manning. Okay, Peyton Manning to this day, still talks about the interception that Ed Reed did on him, where Ed Reed deked him on purpose to get him to throw and then twirled around and intercepted the ball. Okay? He not only, it wasn't just that he deked them, it was he knew the play, he knew the defense, he knew that if he did that, Manning was going to throw to the other guy. So what he did was all those things he computed before the ball was even snapped or at the snap of the ball. Turned towards the sideline, just enough time for Manning to start throwing the ball, and then twirled around, did a 180, and went and picked it off.
And that's what people don't understand about Ed.
That's next level. And that's something Ed Reed had that nobody else had.
Ever in history of the game, Ed Reed. And I'm so blessed to be able to look like him.
Oh, you do look a little bit like him with the beard. You and his beard are the same.
Because if I had his money, it would be something serious. But I can say what I do have. I have his passion. I have his passion. But like, I'm serious. This is I truly enjoy. Oh my God, you guys are amazing. I'm serious. This is barbershop talk for life. I don't care if we do it twice a month, once a month, 8 times a month. The barbershop talk will, as long as Junior and the Big Dog, I would put it this way, I would not do this segment without it would end if Junior and the Big Dog stopped doing it. It would end.
Oh, thank you.
Because it's a blessing.
Well, we feel the same way, Zoe.
They're both Cuban and I'm Jamaican, so I'm the dark side of the family. But I think me and Big Dog look a little bit more alike than Junior because of the beards.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hey, but you still got some black in your beard. Mine's all white.
Yours
mine got a little gray right about here, but everything else is white.
They got on me because I said I'm smoking Black and Miles instead of Cuban cigars. I said, y'all don't get enough money for me to buy no fucking Cuban cigars.
Oh, man, I'll tell you, that's one thing, Zoe, I can still, I'd love to smoke a good cigar.
Hey, I'm good with my wood tip. Wine, Black and Miles. I can't afford no damn Cuban.
Oh, BT has a good question. BT's question is, each of us, who will we put on our Mount Rushmore? Oh, one thing I wanted to say, I know somebody had said in the chat that Jake Garcia said he isn't leaving USC. I'll see that when I'll believe that when I see it. I don't think that's true. I think Jake Garcia is going to end up leaving.
What did Tate Martell say?
No, that doesn't mean he's going to go to Miami.
What did Tate Martell say though? What did Tate Martell say? I'm not leaving.
Oh, that's right. I ain't going nowhere. And then two minutes later,
2 minutes later.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't believe Garcia is going to stick. I don't think Garcia is going to stick with USC. So, and I think we have a shot at him. Listen, Manny went to visit. People don't realize that, man. On the down low, Manny went to visit him in California in January.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of people don't know that. Manny went to visit Garcia in January.
I'm about
And
to
him
try
and
sushi for the first time, so for the second time, so if I pass out on camera.
we got to come up with the Mount Rushmore, right? The 4 faces on the Mount Rushmore. Hey, do we include coaches or just players? He says players. Okay,
that was going to be just Hurricane players. All right.
You can't pick a top 4. You can't. It's almost impossible because Jeremy Shockey, one of the greatest ever. Like, how do you? So who do you put in front of? You would have to say a Mount Rushmore on offense and a Mount Rushmore on defense. You just can't pick 4 or 5 players. It's impossible.
It's tough to pick because
can we do 4 of each, 4 offense and 4 defense?
We can do that when we come on y'all show, so we can sit back and think about it. I don't want to.
I like that.
I don't want to rush it. So
somebody out.
You gotta really think about that. That's what you gotta think about that a long time.
We'll table that for the next time we.
Well, you know who's gonna be my number 1 face on this.
Oh, I mean, I already know who. I got 2 on defense. I got 3 on defense, but my 4th is gonna be somebody that everybody's gonna say no. I can give you my 4 defense right now. Offense was harder for me, but my 4 defense, I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna.
Yeah, so
we're gonna do that.
I'll give somebody a hint.
You're really gonna
somebody a hint.
No. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that.
No. But I am gonna say something that shows you how great the Canes are. Okay, so
I can't
for those
believe
young
you
guys,
gonna put Shaq on the Mount Rushmore. So
Shaq is on the Mount Rushmore, baby.
Hey, Shaquille O'Neal has a better chance of being on my Mount Rushmore than that Quarterman did. I will say this thing. If I put a QB, okay, now check, this tells you how great, for those young guys, realize how great the Canes have been. If I go put a quarterback on the Mount Rushmore, neither one will be Heisman Trophy winners. And we have
is on my Mount Rushmore.
We have 2 Heisman Trophy winners in our history, Vinny Testaverde and Gino Torretta. And neither one of those guys would be on my Mount Rushmore. But I might pick a quarterback. I might pick 2 quarterbacks ahead of 2 Heisman Trophy winners.
Well, we can sit it. We're gonna sit here and I'm about to get off because we're gonna table that.
We got to get off.
We're gonna table that for when we do the next barbershop talk. Will be on Junior in the Big Dog Channel. The next barbershop.
John, that's pretty damn good there.
Will be on Junior in the Big Dog Channel.
That's a good starting point.
Yeah. So that's the way to end this. Who came with the Mount Rushmore?
VT is the one that had the question, I think.
VT, since you came up with that question, I'm gonna start something tonight. Since you came up with that question, that was a great question, and it's a question to make us think. You win a Hurricane hat and T-shirt from Hurricane Zone. So you hit me. You gotta hit my Twitter. If you don't have Twitter, you will not get it. I'm going to make people start doing things a little bit different. So that's the question of the night, and that will be answered on the next show that we do in Junior on Junior the Big Dog Station. We will do that on Junior the Big Dog Station, and we will do our Mount Rushmore, and we will not talk about who our Mount Rushmores are because I want to be just as shocked as you guys want to be. This is
all right. That's good.
That's a good segment.
I'll make a bet that all 3 of us will have at least 2 players in common.
I think all 3 of us have 2 players in common on offense and defense.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna do offense 4 and defense 4.
Offense 4 and defense 4. There is no way I'm gonna give you a Mount Rushmore of 4.
One question.
Because Shaq Quarterman and Bubba Baxter have to make my own. They have to make my own.
Hey, what are you talking about?
And my Mount Rushmore coaches would be would be Mark D'Onofrio. He's on my
So Danito's one.
Oh, well,
Mark
look, hold on. Wait a
D'Onofrio
second. I'm glad you said that. So it needs to be Mount Rushmore of coaches, Mount Rushmore defense, and Mount Rushmore offense.
And we can do a Mount Rushmore special teams.
Well, I was going to say, if you do special teams,
Let's do one.
there's one guy that's in the running, and we can't put him on offense or defense, and that's Devin Hester.
And that's what I say. We're
Devin
going
Hester's in the running.
to do a Mount. I tell you what. I'm not even going to say you have to guess it. The guest that guesses, we're going to do it on the next show. The guest that guesses the closest. You don't have to get all of them. The closest to me, Junior, and Big Dog. The guest that guesses the closest to all three of us get $100 gift card.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That is awesome.
You get $100 gift card. But see, you better hit me up on Twitter. You wanna Miami Hurricane shirt and hat. I still have the shirt and hat. The hat is over there somewhere. Is it a hat over there? Is it a hat over there? This shirt and hat goes to Sparta Kane. This is what he won off the Facebook page. You see it's still in the plastic. I'm not gonna take it out of the plastic, but he won this on the Facebook challenge. He won this on the Facebook.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So
you'll get a shirt and hat VT as long as you hit me up on Twitter. You have to hit me up on Twitter now, and then I'm gonna need you to hit me on Facebook and give me your address. This right here is going to Big Dog, and I'm getting one made for Junior as well. As long as I can get J Ball to get the information, but. That U is going to the Big Dog. That U right there is my U. Do not ask me for my Michael Irvin and Ray Lewis jerseys. I get asked that question all the time. You're not getting. No one is getting. Okay, so don't ask.
Oh, John, hey, did you see the shade that John Shields just threw at you? Come on, John. He's saying that your beard is getting as gray and as white as mine.
That's a compliment. I think I'm too sexy for
John, I'm telling you, man, it's a.
Hey.
I look in the mirror when I wake up in the morning. I'm like, who the hell is that old man?
Hey, can I give you a story about John Shields? We were in Orlando. And he came to Duffy's, and he was like, I didn't know who he was. He just came. He showed up at Duffy's. He was like, I'm John. He brought his wife and his son. So I'm like, okay. So we sat down and ordered like $200 worth of food. I'm talking about drinks and everything. So I go to pull my card out to pay for it. He said, no, this is on me. I said, can I pay for something? Nope. And I was like,
that's awesome.
Really gracious.
If I'm not mistaken, Joe, didn't you call me and I talked to John when you were at Duffy's?
Yep, you talked to John when I was at Duffy's. Yep.
I thought so.
And
yeah, John's always supporting our channels, man. Thank you, John.
The next time we do a event, it will be a barbershop talk event. If I do a big event, the next big event I want to do is a barbershop talk event with not just Hurricane Zoe, but Hurricane Zoe and Big Dog. I want to really give you guys the opportunity to meet all of us and
I love that.
I'm trying to hire Derek to be my insider, but I think he's doing a Latrell Sprewell on me. He's saying that a $80 million contract, he can't feed his family. Contract, he can't feed his family. So I can't do no more than $80 million, man. So, I mean,
you know what I heard though? I just read something not too long ago, and I think they had said that Sprewell is like broke nowadays.
He broke like a couple million. He had like a couple $1 million. I want to be that broke.
Does he still have something left?
I mean, Allen Iverson, they label him as like 500,000, but he's actually not. He's actually not 500,000. That's his allowance that he gets every 6 months.
Okay.
Someone controls his money.
Who also said that was in financial trouble? Scottie Pippen, and I didn't even know that until that documentary that they did, that 10-part, The Last Dance.
Explain to you about athletes, whether you're black, white, purple, or green. If you grew up poor and you don't know how to manage your money, these investors are going to take advantage.
It happens, like you said, it happens to all athletes, man. It doesn't matter if you grew up without money You know, sometimes people don't understand. Just because someone has money, it don't mean that money problems stop. If anything, sometimes money problems multiply.
I'm gonna say
Because
like this,
you got family coming out of the woodwork, you got friends coming out of the woodwork, everybody got their hands out. It's not easy, man. Sometimes money doesn't cure all problems. Now, mind you, I'm not
yeah.
comparing that to being, to working 2 jobs just to put a food on the table. I'm not comparing that. But sometimes money magnifies problems.
100%. Hey, fellas, man, I gotta bounce, man. I gotta.
I'm gonna end it with a song. I'm gonna end it with a quick song, real quick, like from my boy. You can go ahead and get out. I'm gonna end it with. It's always end it with a song, but this song I'm ending it with is because all of the turmoil and everything that's going on in the world right now. So I don't care if YouTube takes my royalties. They'll be all right. They always hit me with some type of violation or something. They kiss my butt. I don't care about YouTube.
You and me both.
But it's a gospel song by a guy named Uncle Reese. You guys look him up. Um, um, this is a quick song by my boy Uncle Reese. I love you guys, man. Y'all let me know the next time y'all want to do a show, and
Absolutely, man.
we'll do it. And you already know the topic, Big Dog. I'm Junior and Big Dog. Both of y'all know the topic. So what we'll do is, like I say, what's that? You have to hit me up on Twitter to win your shirt, BT. So don't sit here and say, as long as you didn't send me my shirt. If you don't hit me up on Twitter, everybody's witnessing that. You didn't. You better screenshot it. Hit me up on Twitter, and you will get your shirt. And I'm going to leave you guys with this. Love you, my brothers, man. Thank you so much, man. And I'm waiting to see my niece and nephew so I can spoil the shit out of them. So,
Absolutely, man. You already know,
Absolutely.
man. Had a great
Love
time.
you back, bro.
I'm gonna go ahead and play this song. You guys.
And love
Okay.
you got it, Zoe. No, I just want to say a good night to everybody in the chat and thank you guys, man.
Love you guys.
Loved it. Love it.
All right, man.
All right.
It's all about this you.
I'm gonna play a portion of this song. You guys can listen to it if you want to, and then we just file out. But this is my guy right here, man. Hold on, make sure that's it. That's not the one. That's not. I don't know how I got to that song. Here we go. So I'm gonna end it with this right here, man. And everybody, man, serious, everybody, man, you guys, just stay safe. Just stay safe, man. There's a lot of crazy shit going on out here. Don't let it get to you. And stay encouraged, man. It's people that have it worse than you have it always. You're never in the worst position. Someone has it worse than you. So stay blessed for what you have. All right. And that's it, man. All right. I'm out, man. Love you guys, man. Remember, creation means you alive. Creation says you alive. Creation says you're real. So you're a real person. Love you guys, man. I'm out.